Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Filipa here with us, and she's a self-trust coach for women. So, Filipa, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, Tony. It's great to be here today. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Filipa. I'm a self-trust coach for women. I help self-aware women who are stuck in their own heads, overthinking every decision, doubting themselves constantly, that never quite trusting why are they not enough. So I know this world because I lived it. I have three daughters, a really dark period after my third was born, and my body was just telling me something was wrong long before I understood what it was saying to me. And this is where it all begins, my own journey too.
Yeah, great. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. And then on top of that, what are the typical transformations that your clients are going through once they're working with you?
So the clients, when they come to me, they are self-aware, they're aware of their patterns, but they don't understand quite well why are they still on the loop. You know, they feel motivated, energized, they building, they doing things, but they find themselves constantly going back to being dismotivating, not having the energy. They want something, but they can't quite get there. And I help them understand that it's most likely their nervous system and their body that is completely disconnected from their minds. And I think the body does rules when it comes to it. Even the mind wants something, it's your body that is going to control it. And if you say, I want a certain amount of money, but your body doesn't feel safe in it, your body's going to reject it. So it all starts in the body. And I think that's so important for people to understand, because once you find that regulation, things actually start to happen and life actually starts to get better.
Yeah, 100%. And can you tell us also what excites you about what you do?
Everything. I'm a good talker. I'm a good listener, most of it, because in coaching you have to listen to your clients. And I like when a client comes to me and they're like, oh, I don't know why this is happening. And then I start to explain. I always get this eye-opening, this expression of like surprise when I'm explaining what's actually happening. And I always get this sentence, oh, you just hit the nail. I think it's like that for me is very satisfying, because I'm like, okay, you understand now. Let's move and actually find a way to for you to start enjoying your life. And it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
It's the sentence. Yeah.
yeah, totally. And how did you actually end up doing what you're doing?
I had a really rough period after my third baby was born. It's supposed to be the best time of your life, and it was actually really bad. I saw myself in very dark, dark. I shut off completely. I paused completely. But there was something in me that said, no, this is not you. So I went and asked for help. I got the help. I named the problem. I said, the first thing I said to my therapist was, I refuse to be depressed. I just refuse it. And I think it's so important when you name it. And then I just start working towards it. I start reading books, listening to podcasts. I know exactly the moment I decided I wanted to be a coach. I just had finished reading a book called The 6 Minutes Code, The 6 Minutes Code by Dr. Alex Lloyd. And I was really impressed. And I remember I said to my partner, I said, I know what I want to do. And he asked me, what is it that you want to do? I said, it's hard to explain, but it's going to take time and investment in myself. And it did took time and it did took investment in myself, but it was the best investment I ever did, because I want to help people. And I take a lot of pleasure in what I do as well. And it's a win-win for both sides, isn't it? If
Yeah.
I can help people, why wouldn't I? And learning at the same time is just it's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And then on top of that, before we started recording, we were talking also that both of us are into NLP as well, neuro-linguistic programming. So, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with neuro-linguistic programming?
So I finally joined the coaching program. Actually, the coaching program found me, which is even better. And I was really excited because I thought it was just coaching, and then there was NLP, there's holistics, there's all sorts inside of the coaching program that I've joined. Um, my first amazing experience with NLP was actually before I even started learning. I didn't want to join the lesson because we have lessons every week, and I really felt like I don't want to do it, but I did it anyway. And this was just before Christmas, so it was the last lesson before the holidays, and it was just me, the coach, and another lady, which is more experienced. And obviously I don't have experience, so she's practiced the technique on me, and she did the timeline technique. And I had this limiting belief that I wasn't smart enough. And even though I can identify that is not true, and that I have more experience where I'm actually smart and intelligent, that limiting belief was still there. And when she practiced the technique on me, she completely removed it. And I will never forget it. The the weight that we remove it from me was wow. And just the fact as well that I didn't want it to join the lesson. And then that happened. And I was like, no, I'm all in for this 100%. That was my first ever proper experience with NLP. And I'm like, nah, we're doing this 100%.
Yeah, Filipa, also you reminded me first time when I was doing the actual timeline technique as well, as I was studying for masters in NLP, and I was practicing with these other coaches and stuff, and then like this other coach was doing the technique on me, and I remember having like really strange pain like on my around the area of the heart, just a little bit left from the heart, yeah. And I was having this pain for a long time, for several years. And I went to see the doctors, and I went to see all these different people, and I was trying to remove it, but the pain was just still there, not too strong, but just like enough so I could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did this timeline technique, and we were working actually on some of the negative emotions, like fear, stress, and guilt and shame. And what happened after we did the technique, the pain was gone and it never came back. And that was like 15 years ago. So
Yep.
that's really how powerful
It's
this is.
pretty amazing. For
Yeah.
me, like I literally traveled to the time that it happened, which it was not even in my mind. I didn't even realize. I just had that limiting belief that I'm not smart enough because of people, uh, things that people said to me in the past, text messages, or oh, you're so dumb, and like you grow up with that stuff, and
Yeah.
you don't actually realize where was even the first time that happened. And I literally traveled all the way back. I could see myself in that situation, and I could describe the whole thing. I was like, wow. And then creating the new belief take, that was just like I left and I was like, wow. And it's just opened like everything for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that limiting belief that you're not smart enough, so many people have it as well, isn't it? And it just stops us from actually growing and learning and doing the things that we in our head thinks that we can't do, even though we're thinking that we want to do them, isn't it? Oh, it's honestly,
Totally,
it's
totally.
amazing.
I agree. And I mean, I worked since then, with number of clients for many, many years. I'm talking about like hundreds and hundreds of clients on one-on-one basis. And this comes up a lot. Like, I am not smart enough as a limiting belief. I am not good enough. That's another
Mm,
big, big, big one that
yeah.
people sort of just live with it. And it's so deep in the subconscious, as you described. It's very difficult for a lot of people to actually point it out immediately. But then when we start looking into it, and then once we remove it and we replace it with something like, I'm not good enough to, I'm the best, and it's not
Yep.
like really this fake feeling of being the best, just like feeling, hey, I'm the best, and I'm
Yep.
I'm enough, I'm, sort of, I'm alive, and things like that. It's just so powerful and so wonderful. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. So what's your goal for your business for next year?
Um, I want to be fully coaching. I want to do my own course as well. Um, and start my own maybe retreats or like group coaching. I'm thinking more like something, because I'm doing the holistics as well. I want to try and incorporate everything in one go and actually have um like little retreats, but like local. I'm not going to go like, I mean, one day I'm going to go to Bali and Spain and do them there. But for now, I'm like, that's what I want to do. And I want to finish my NLP, of course. Definitely before the end of the year, that's going to be done. So is my holistics. But I think once I incorporate everything, it's just going to be so much powerful, and the transformation's just going to be so much bigger. Yeah.
Totally.
I want to grow. I have a really big vision that it's not coaching, but it's still coaching is still included. And that is the vision that I focus on mainly before anything else. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, and if people want to get in touch with you, learn more about you, or connect to you, how they can do that?
My website, definitely, it's the place to go. It's filipaviera.com. Um, you're going to find me there. It's my real, honest, raw, it's me from top to bottom. You can see my offers. I would start with downloading the free ebook, the Grow Gentle, which is 10 ways of leaving autopilot, because that's a lot of people don't understand that as well. So I thought this is a good topic. We live on autopilot most of our lives. I remember I was literally walking in my kitchen and I was listening to Joe Dispenza, and he was explaining. I was like, I've been living on autopilot for years. And that was it. It's like I woke up, I was like, we're not doing this anymore. So I thought this is a really good topic, because we just don't, we always in a rush, always doing something all the time. We don't realize, even if we have a social life, we do not realize that we're living on autopilot. So I thought, you know what, this is a really good topic to write an ebook. Download my ebook. I have my offers on my website as well for anyone that is interested. And yeah, you can always book a call.
Great. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, anyone watching us, you can check the link in the description of this episode. And then, on top of that, if you have any questions for Filipa or me, you can ask them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer those. And, Filipa, thanks a lot for being a guest today and sharing your story.
Thank you so much for having me, Tony. That was wonderful.
All the best. See you soon.
Thank you.